Hey, welcome back everybody. Well, another wet and lovely day out here at the hangar, so don't know what exactly we're going to get done with the hydraulics as far as running the systems, but let me show you what we're got taken care of real fast. So,
lost in the woods.
All right, so one of our leaks was up here at the nose gear assembly with the nose gear steering compensator. That's this little guy right here. So we had a minor leak right about up here. So this is probably going to get taken apart and resealed. And that one will be good. But like I said, this was a very minor leak. It was noticeable and needs to be addressed. But so that's one of the three that we noticed. Let me show you the other couple ones that we got. Where was this one again, Al?
The swivel?
No, the leak.
It's on the forward wall.
Oh, I see it.
Right there.
All right. Yep. There's leak number 2. What do you think is leaking here, Al?
I don't know. Probably one of the seals.
Right underneath the bolt?
On the jam nuts there.
Okay. So that's, again, just enough to be noticeable.
See, if you fly this thing once in a while, Al, you wouldn't have any problem.
That's the idea. Alright, so here's the third leak right here. You can see this is actually trailed down the brake lines here. And kind of originates up here. So one of my jobs today is to take apart this swivel and plug it off so we can reseal we can reseal these fittings. So we'll grab our wrenches and another plug, and we'll get this taken care of. And I really cannot wait to see this thing take to the air again.
What is in here?
What's up on Jax? It's the highest altitude she's had in a while.
You mean in the air under her own power?
Yes, under her own power. I already got bathed in hydraulic oil once. Hopefully, I don't want to have it happen again.
Yeah. Well, you know, you live and you learn.
Haha.
Don't do that.
Not today, Miss Phantom. Not
There's
today.
no pressure on it, but they still have some fluid in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, you learn the hard way not to push up on that center post on the surfacing ports.
You learn the hard way to put the cap on first.
Oh, yeah. All right. There we go. Nice. You ever miss doing this?
Doing this, doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I missed the trips more than anything, and all my buddies.
Oh, yeah. It always made it fun. Kind of missed the ships that I was on, but...
I don't miss the BS.
No, me either. Awful lot of that goes on sometimes.
I think they had an excess supply of that.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But it wouldn't be the military without it.
Nope.
But so I did learn something that people used to tell me. It's like when you start looking back on it, you'll remember the good things. You don't really remember the bad ones too much.
Unless they were really bad, just like, man, that really sucked, but we made it through. Kind of deal.
What about like when I fell off that damn airplane and cracked my neck?
Oh,
I
dang.
remember that one.
Which one was that, a 16 or this?
That was a F-4.
Oh, wow. Man, what was easier to work on, this or the Viper?
Well, I mean, once we, the guys got to learn to work on the F-16, it's not as big, there's not as much to it, and of course being more modern, like remember how I showed you to do the oil servicing?
Right.
Well, on the 16, they just had a little door with a sight gauge in it. You didn't have to hook stuff up.
Oh, okay.
And then like...
So if it was low, then you would hook something up.
Right. And it still had the same kind of setup, just that you didn't have to do that all the time. And there's a whole lot more mechanical on this airplane. They kind of... Like, I tell you what, for example, we have a problem with, say, an instrument. We have to troubleshoot and figure it out. And one of the things that the F-16 had is called a DTC, a data transfer cartridge. Mm-hmm. And the pilots would stick it into the little receptacle in the airplane. It would download what's going on. They'd take that DTC into debrief, and they'd download it in the computer, and there's what you got.
Nice.
So, but here you got to get your hammer and your vice grip and go figure it out.
Pilot says, hey, something's wrong. Okay, let's go figure that out, or not again.
Yeah, that's happened a few times.
Whether or not it's a phantom problem or a real problem is up for debate on some things, huh?
Yep.
Well, what was the most common gripe that you would have gotten?
Hydraulic leaks. But in the aircraft, usually I'd say the INS or the radar. We didn't have too much problem with your standard flight instruments, but some of the other things.
Oh, well. A lot more basic on this than a Viper, though.
Well, like I said, this is more like a Harley Davidson than a Corvette,
Nice.
except it is fast.
Oh yeah. And this is the sports car that it's like, oh yeah, Phantom.
All right, one more to go, I think.
All right. So that's disconnected. The hydraulic line's disconnected, and now I just gotta take this jam nut off, and this swivel will come right out. Awesome. I'll go get another wrench for that. Oh, come back here. Nice. All right, there is your brake swivel for when the landing gear transits up and down. This is how this will allow for that, and still stay sealed. There's probably a bad seal in here, but we'll take care of that. All right, so get this little. I'm gonna get this swivel nice and clean. So into this, make sure nothing's in the basket. So we'll go ahead and just drop that swivel right in there. Let that soak for a little while, and then we'll get her cleaned up before we put new seals on it. So we'll let that cook for a little while.
It wasn't in the overhaul and illustrated parts breakdown though. It was in the maintenance instructions.
Yeah, okay.
Which was strange.
That's not that, that's that, okay. Got one there.
That's it.
Not a whole lot to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Yeah, so it's probably just these fittings on top that were leaking.
Alrighty.
So good, I don't have to take the whole thing apart.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right over there on that table.
Because it doesn't show the inside of it anyways.
Yeah.
That's why it's a back shop item. You'd have to send it out
Over to a hydraulic shop or something.
to our hydraulic shop. Or yeah, that's usually because we had a lot of back shops that would do other things in general. They called us an APG, which was Airplane General.
Nice.
So,
Okay, ready?
you ready for something else now, huh?
Yes.
Okay. I got an idea. These fittings. It's underneath this nut here.
Yep.
Is where the O-rings are. So you want to take those apart. They should both be the same size.
Alright.
And then we'll see if we got some new ones. We'll clean it up, put it back together.
Got it.
Except these have a number one. Both of these and see what
Matter on the thread on the screws.
No, it don't matter on the screw. It just matters which bit you use to tighten them up.
Right. So that's a heck of a lot cleaner than what it was. So we'll let that drip dry. And we'll get to resealing that at some point, but it's a heck of a lot cleaner than what it was. All right, show us what you got working on here.
So this is the nose wheel steering compensator to keep a constant 300 psi pressure in the system. So right now we're replacing the O-rings, and I'm about to clean out, just clean out these.
Oh, awesome. So
Replacing the O-rings.
definitely take advantage of the pressure washer there too, or the parts washer.
Yeah.
So these are the O-rings?
Yeah, those are the new O-rings.
Oh, the new ones.
Yeah, these are the old ones. You can actually tell because if you look here, these are a bit harder to bend. Whereas these ones,
Yeah. See if we can get that
there you go. Yeah.
it's having a little trouble focusing, but yeah, those definitely got squashed.
Whereas these are,
Nice and good looking.
yep.
Awesome.
Well, they also squish a lot easier.
All right, Al, so I had a viewer question that I couldn't answer from last week's video, but what is that little window up there for?
That window lets you see the pressure gauge on the tail hook dampers assembly, which it's a lot like a shock strut. It gets serviced with hydraulic fluid, and then we put a nitrogen precharge on it, and that keeps the tail hook from just slamming down, because it is quite heavy.
Oh yeah, a couple hundred pounds.
At least, but it gives it a slow, steady motion. Not real slow, but keeps it from slamming.
Yeah, we don't want to break off the hinge.
No. We also, roughly depending on the temperature, we put 1,000-pound pre-charge of nitrogen in it, you know, after it's been serviced with hydraulic fluid. That's one of the things you're supposed to check every pre-flight. There's quite a few things, but that's one of them.
Nice.
But that goes to the tail hook.
Cool. Thanks, Al. Here we go. All right, another item checked off the list is cycle the canopies. So that's another thing, and those mechanisms look pretty damn good. And all right, we're getting closer and closer. Take care of these seals, and we'll put that stuff back together and cycle the gears again, make sure nothing leaks, and we'll keep her going. So thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you next time.